Everybody ready? Good afternoon. We've called this press conference today to announce the agency's partnership with a program instrumental in locating endangered missing persons, Project Lifesaver. Project Lifesaver would not be possible if it weren't for the wonderful community partners at Bon Secours St. Francis Health System. And today I want to express my sincere gratitude for their unwavering generosity and their willingness to help out in the community. So Matt, thank you. Nestled in 789 square miles of Greenville County are beautiful rolling hills, rivers, lakes, and some of the finest that the state has to offer. Unfortunately, along with the beauty of our county's natural geography, we as first responders are faced with terrains and obstacles that can be extremely difficult to navigate, and especially during emergency situations, and particularly in emergency situations that incur endangered missing persons. In 2018, our office implemented the first ever K-9 search and rescue team. This unit was allocated specifically to search for children and endangered persons. When people lose a family member, friend, or a loved one, they're scared and they want something done. It's our duty as first responders to do what we can to help bring them home. Several years ago, we heard about a program called Lifesavers. The program was provided to the Greenville City Police Department and Fire Department and to help them find endangered missing persons. After receiving this program, residents of the county began calling Greenville City wanting to be a part of this program. But unfortunately, they were not city residents, they were county residents, and the city could not help them because of this problem. As the commander of the K-9 Search and Rescue Team, Sergeant J.D. Redmond, who is here, identified the need for county residents and quickly set about to submit a sponsorship proposal to Bon Secours. In early spring, we learned that Bon Secours wanted to partner with us to impact the community in a positive way, and subsequently sponsored our agency by providing $20,000 over a 2-year period. These funds will go directly to our K-9 Search and Rescue Team through the purchase of Project Lifesaver tracking equipment and a drone equipped with thermal imaging. In a moment, I will invite Commander of our Search and Rescue Team, Sergeant Redmond, to come forward to talk about Lifesaver. But first, I want to introduce you to Bon Secours Market President, Matt Caldwell, who will come and talk to you about his organization's enthusiasm to partner with us to help these endangered people and to serve Greenville County. Matt, on behalf of our agency, I want to thank you and your organization for your willingness to help us and help the citizens of Greenville County.
Thank you much,
Thank
Sheriff.
you, Matt.
It is exciting to be here today. Thank you very much, Sheriff, for inviting me. I am excited to be in the market. I am new to this Greenville County, and it is beautiful. I'm not sure there's a county prettier than the one we're sitting in right now. But as I come, our mission compels us to have a compassionate ministry. And in that ministry, we're supposed to focus those that are on the underserved. And the population that this seeks to go after is that the sheriff just talked about, is the underserved. There are significant populations where they have Alzheimer's or they're on the autism spectrum that sometimes are marginalized. And we want to make sure that as much as we can to fulfill our mission, that we partner with the Sheriff's Office and the great work they do across the spectrum to make sure that we can keep these members in our communities with their families and loved ones. And so when we had this opportunity to partner with the Sheriff's Office, they do great work across the spectrum, we jumped at the chance, and we're excited that this may help the teams and the canine teams to find these people in the areas that they may be lost. So I am excited to work with Sergeant J.D. Redmond as well, and I know that he has a fantastic job, and I appreciate everything that the sheriff and his office does. So thank you very much.
JD? JD is a sergeant in our community services and is the charge of the canine rescue team. So JD, tell them about Lifesaver.
Thank you, Sheriff. Project Lifesaver is something we've known about for a long time, and I've got, what I thought I'd do is just literally, I know some of you guys have seen it, but this is the device that Greenville City is currently using, and it's very similar to the one that we're going to be getting from Project Lifesaver. You hear that beep? Anybody that would purchase the program would have one of these, and this beep is what we use in order to locate them. And this is the system that Bon Secours got with Greenville City. They were kind enough to let me use it today for a demonstration. As you can see, it's odd looking. It's nothing anybody's ever seen. Everybody that saw it today in the office couldn't figure out what it was. But that beep is what we've used in training with Greenville City's fire department and also the police department to locate people wearing the bracelet. It also had a vehicle antenna, and it works off of a radio frequency just like our two-air radios that we use in the cars. It's got a headset, it's got all kinds of great things, and it has worked wonderful for many years, but we're really excited to look at the next step with Project Lifesaver. And for us, we're going to be looking at the PLI STAR program, and that will be released here in a couple months, and that incorporates an app. We'll add it to the drone that we're going to also get thanks to Bon Secours sponsorship, and that gives us a range of about 7 miles when somebody wears that bracelet versus somewhere around a mile in that current system. So I've been in talks with Project Lifesaver for a period of time, and I knew they were researching that new program and working out things, and they announced on June 3rd that it would be available sometime in August of this year. So I'm really excited for us to do that. The drones are something we already use, and we have personnel thanks to Sheriff Brown's commitment to the county and giving us personnel to do this. So we use our canines, we'll use Project Lifesaver, we use the drones. We're also going to get some handheld FLIR as a result of the sponsorship from Bon Secours. And all that together, literally, we try to use every single thing we can find in our toolbox, along with the mutual aid agreements that we have with other agencies in the county to help bring the lost and missing home. We have a school that's, I found out, is going to be starting up in northern Greenville that is specifically geared towards helping those with autism. So we have a huge need in addition to the many people in our community already that have many different things that could use this program. And I can take any questions now if you have those about what we're doing.
The cost of the watch, for lack of a better term, how much is that? Because I think this is great for endangered people, and if you could put one on every endangered person, and you could be pretty quick finding.
So it's a device. Right now they're approximately $300, and then there's a maintenance fee. They haven't released a cost on the new one, but when they do come out with that, we're gonna get that information available. They'll be able to sign up through our agency, and then we're also going to partner with all the agencies that are out there in Greenville County providing services to help them know about this need. And our plan is to promote this to the public, to those associations, and get these in the hands of the people that need them. And if they don't have the money, link them up with programs that they can get involved with to get these devices.
Could you talk about, when you talk about a missing person in a sort of search and rescue operation, that's pretty exhaustive for the agency. It spans several days, a lot of manpower. Talk about like the challenges of those types of scenarios in general, and compare that to how this can potentially really improve the way how difficult things have been.
Yeah, the hardest thing is sometimes we've done a great job as an agency of really pushing out and telling the public to call us as soon as they possibly can when somebody goes missing. Early reporting and a quick response by our agency is what has helped us be very successful. We've had over 30 calls as a team this year, but that doesn't count the hundreds of calls that we've handled just with uniformed patrol deputies and the deputies that were just out that were able to quickly respond. So the number one message I always have is to get it out immediately. I would rather help you find your child or the missing person inside your house or in your backyard than for you to search hours then you can't find them. And then I'm looking at pushing out an alert to the public for miles and miles. The faster we get that information, the quicker I can also saturate deputies into those areas. And if you think of it, you see deputies out on a perimeter. Well, we've changed our response in Greenville County. It's not a perimeter. We're actually setting up containment is the term that we use. And we're getting as many deputies as we can into that area. We're joining with the local fire departments. We call them immediately when we have a critical missing. They're out there looking. We're notifying hospitals. And what that does is it just brings everybody we possibly can to get the eyes and ears out. Because what I found is we hear about the code red and that reverse 911. A lot of people don't sign up for it. We've asked over and over again. Emergency management has pushed it out, but a lot of people are hesitant to sign that up. And once you take away a home phone, very few people get that message. So social media is the second thing that we do. We saturate the area, and then Lieutenant Flood or our PIO, they push that out on the app that the sheriff's office has, and then immediately to you guys to get their pictures out. And we found that to be extremely successful as well. And that's how we try to do everything we can to find them and bring them home alive.
You know, there was an old custom that you had to wait 24 hours to report a missing person. That was never been the case at the sheriff's office. The sooner we have the information, the quicker we can respond for that person. So I want to tell everybody out there, if you have a missing loved one, a child, report it immediately. So Sergeant Redmond and his team, Major Taylor and Uniform Patrol people can be out searching immediately for that endangered person or a missing child. I don't want a missing child in this county found dead. I want to find them before something happens. Had we had this equipment, the way we could have done, the man on Parrish Mountain may not have died. We couldn't maybe have found him if he had a bracelet, because it would have been beeping to let us know where he is. So unfortunately, we did not have that. Thanks to Matt and Bon Secours as our community partner, joining us to say to you, the people out there, please report immediately any missing child, any missing loved one, any person with dementia or any medical problem, so we can get started and Sergeant Redmond and his team can get moving. So thank you, Matt.
So you might have already mentioned cost and how many of these bracelets you're going to be getting?
So because I want the brand new system, and I have to look at the best long-term investment for the sheriff's office. The system they have out in place, all those costs are set. We have a letter of intent filed with Project Lifesaver, but I don't have any of that specific information. I did already express to some of y'all, maybe not everybody heard, but I want to do a follow-up with you guys. Once we get it, we train every month several times, and that's something I plan on bringing, inviting you guys out to let you take a look at the system and how we're using it, and I really want to help promote that to the citizens in our county. So that'll be a follow-up, and I'll have a lot more specific information. Really, I can only go off of the press release that Project Lifesaver's given us, and then they know our intent as an agency and where we're headed with it. So
That comes from, what's Bon Secours involved with that?
they have sponsored.
Sponsored it, money.
I got you. So financially, it's
Financially
support
sponsored it.
once those details are all worked out in terms of how many.
$20,000 over a 2-year period.
There you go. Cool.
Yes, sorry.
The technology's been out for a while. Why did you decide to get this now and invest in it?
So we've known about the technology for some time. I like the combination of both. So in 2019, so many people have a cell phone, they have apps, and what Project Lifesaver's done now is they are now using GPS in addition to radio frequency. And a lot of the other programs that we're using and to find them and even to communicate between ourselves are all based on cell phone service and a combination of GPS. This one's unique. What Project Lifesaver's pushed out there is radio frequency in addition to GPS. So it basically takes everything that's been out there and combines it into one system, and I think that we'll have a much higher rate of success. When you look at the northern end of the county, we still have areas that have no cell phone service. So this system, the new one, will work in those areas in addition to working down in the urban where we have both. And then with other partnerships we have, we can bring in cell phone service sometimes to those areas to help us.
And you said you've had 30 cases this year so far?
We've had 30 call-outs where we've actually had an operational search. That's just so far this year, and that is everything from a missing child to we found a gentleman that suffers from Alzheimer's just a couple weeks ago. But we have had, that's 30 true calls. That's not us driving to the scene, and that's not what just the deputies handled themselves, which happens so many times. Because of the quick response and what Uniform Patrol does, we're able to find so many people very quickly.
If we have successes, it's because of early notification. We have successes with waiting, but the quicker, as Sergeant Redmond said, the quicker we can get it, the quicker we can respond. Don't give them time to wander off somewhere unfamiliar territory and get lost.
Can you put that into perspective? Is that kind of on par for what you see at this time of year, 6 months in? And can you speak to the volume?
It is, the volume's just high. We had no idea when we started the team. We would go sometimes, when I first started with the Bloodhound years ago in 2007, 2008, in Uniform Patrol, we would have a call every month or so. And then literally we have calls every week. And then some of those turn into team calls, depending on what needs to be handled. So I think it's because Greenville's growing and everybody wants to live here, like he said earlier.
The way this county is laid out, if you'll notice, we had just got a new radio system, 800, and with our old system, there were areas in the county that we didn't have radio traffic because of the trees and the foliage and the mountains and whatever you can name. So this county is laid out in a way that sometimes you have trouble with communication. But with our system, we should have, 95% coverage? Yes, about 95% coverage with the new Motorola system.
Are most of those calls in the northern part of the county, or all over?
They're everywhere. The city, some of the city agencies, when they have a critical missing, we assist them as well, and it doesn't matter. We were up in the North Carolina line this weekend, and the other week we were right outside the city limits. So,
Thank you all for being here. Matt, thank you so much.
thank you, Sheriff.
So Sheriff, the funds, of course, providing the 20,000 per year period, that go to just